Hey there, this is Jason T. I'm the author of this brand new book, But for the Grace of God, a bridge between the Big Book and the Bible. This book takes scriptures out of the Bible and places them directly next to passages out of the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous as a parallel reference, followed by a paragraph and a consideration. It's laid out in the order of the steps. It's a page-a-day read. It can be open at any place, at any time, to any page. If you're in recovery, or you know somebody in recovery, or you're contemplating recovery, this book can be very helpful. I thought about ways to introduce it to you, and I came to the conclusion that I'm going to start a small campaign of reading a page a week. I'm going to start today with reading you the introduction, tell you a little bit about the book. Here we go. So this book was dedicated to my late father, Jeff. He suffered from the disease of alcoholism and drug addiction for 50 years. He was taken from us well before his time. I never knew anything could hurt so badly. You're on my mind often as I walk this journey of recovery. You're never forgotten and will be dearly missed. And this is the introduction to the new book. This book was written with the intent that you may interpret these verses from the Bible and passages from the book Alcoholics Anonymous however is meaningful to you. There is no intent to connect religion with the program of AA or to sway you in any way. If only one person is able to remove their prejudice and open their mind to see the messages are the same, this book has served its purpose. Whether you're religious and struggling to achieve freedom from addiction or alcoholism, or you're in a program of recovery and you're struggling to build a relationship with God, my only hope is that you see there is a solution. I've been a member of AA for 6.5 years. I began to write this book with a little over 6 months of sobriety. In my journey of step work and study of the Big Book, combined with daily devotionals, I began to see a connection with the God of my understanding and the principles of the program that I am working. Through recent step work, I've been able to see the truth in the face of my malady that has driven me to relapse time and time again. Coming from a broken home at the age of 2, the fear of abandonment, neglect, and not being good enough has driven me to go through life not needing you, your help, and especially your love. This has been so true in my life that it has destroyed every relationship I have ever had. I will prove to you that I'm better than you and that I don't need you. This attitude of self-reliance has given me a false sense of security in life. The fear of failure and weakness has crippled me in recovery. When I really needed help to remain sober, this malady repeatedly takes hold of me and tells me recovery is weak and I don't need your help. This is the exact nature of all my wrongs and has been my first step problem in recovery. It gives me the delusion that I still have power. Today I can recognize this malady as it happens and lift it up to God for help. If we remove religion from Scripture, we can begin to look for our personal experience and what it means to us. We can see a story of overcoming self-will, fear, and sinful nature that drives us to destroy our lives and the lives of others. It's a story of God reliance for a solution just as the Big Book is. I've used the NLT version of the Bible as a reference. I find its everyday language helpful and easier to understand. I hope this book helps to build a relationship with God, grow in understanding and effectiveness, walk toward a spiritual life, remain sober, or cross the bridge of reason to the desired shore of faith. My only hope is that you will read each page with an open mind and most importantly, ask yourself the question, what does it mean to me? I would encourage the reader to write your answers to the considerations directly on the page for later reflection, contemplation, and most importantly, to bring the honest answers from your subconscious into your consciousness. Some of the passages and verses are repeated throughout this book. That means they came to me in different ways at different times of contemplation and meditation. I would like to be very clear that the virtues written about in this book are the things I strive for. I have in no means accomplished a point of spiritual awareness that requires no more work or a sense of knowledge beyond that of any alcoholic or addict. In fact, I have put on paper the areas of my life I believe need the most work and diligence. I am by no means a spiritual giant and would consider myself a child with a whole life of growing ahead of me. None of this book was written with Google search or the help of AI. Every page was written pen to paper as a direct result of study of the Big Book, daily scripture readings, and increasing my conscious contact with God through prayer and meditation. I only hope that you will take time with each page, one per day, recognizing the connection and carefully contemplating the consideration at the end of each writing, carrying it with you throughout the day. May God bless you and keep you until then. This book is put together in the order of the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. Every step has a theme page with the spiritual principle above the numbered step. In order to remain true to the Alcoholics Anonymous, the first step was left intact. But no matter what your affliction is, keep in mind these quotes from the Big Book. And besides, we are sure our way of living has its advantages for all. Our liquor was but a symptom, so we had to get down to the causes and conditions. After all, our problems were of our own making. Bottles were only a symbol. Besides, we have stopped fighting anything or anybody. We have to. And that's the introduction to the book, But for the Grace of God, a bridge between the Big Book and the Bible. You can purchase the book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, paperback, ebook, Apple Books. If you want to know more about me and my personal journey, I've created a website with a lot of neat stuff there, graceofgodbook.com. My ultimate goal is to help one person. There's a quote I put in this book that came to me in meditation that says the greatest gift in one's lifetime is to make a difference in the life of another. So may God bless you, and I'll see you soon.